Dead Sea Scrolls, which are 1,000 years older than any extant manuscripts. One specifically is a prophecy of the days to come of Jesus and his teachings. And he shall be called Son of the Great God, and by his name shall he be hailed as the Son of God, and they shall call him Son of the Most High. This is the first time that there is an expression, Son of God, has been found in a Palestine text outside the Bible. Evidence indicates the Dead Sea Scrolls were copied by inhabitants, most likely the Jewish sect known as the Essenes. Then they hid the scrolls in nearby caves when they learned of the approach of the Roman army. The hated Romans had ravaged Jerusalem and many other smaller villages in the nearby mountainous areas, but had left the rougher country near the Dead Sea in the high mountainous fortress near Masada that was the King Herod's refuge. They left that as the last to be attacked and conquered. When they learned of the great monetary value of the Dead Sea Scrolls, Bedouins, archaeologists, scholars, and just plain thieves began to ravage the caves along the northwest shores of the Dead Seas, surely dunking themselves into the murky and sticky sea in the horrible heat, and later selling the scraps, which most of them could neither read nor decipher. Expeditions were launched into various valleys or wadis, dry creeks or riverbeds, with the hills on either side along the west shore of the Dead Sea. A total of 230 caves were explored by archaeologists after their original finds. A dozen or more caves contain manuscript fragments. One of the larger wadis in Israel is found at Wadi Qumran. A religious community lived there at that site from the end of the 2nd century BC to AD 68. The Romans had a garrison there between AD 68 and 86, and the final occupation of the site was by the Jewish insurgents in the Second War against Rome, AD 132 through 135. Those last insurgents killed themselves and their families rather than surrender to the Romans and become their slaves for life. 1/4 of all of the scrolls and fragments found in the caves were copies of different books of the Hebrew Old Testament, and every book in the Hebrew canon is represented among the scrolls, except for the Book of Esther. Parts of books, such as Deuteronomy, Isaiah, the Minor Prophets, or the Psalms, were found in more than 10 copies. A book of Job was written in the normal square Hebrew characters called Paleo-Hebrew script, and in Aramaic translation. Among the Jews at Qumran, the most popular scripture was the Book of Daniel. 8 manuscripts of that book were found in 3 different caves. The most spectacular discovery among the Dead Sea caves was a complete scroll of the book of Isaiah in Hebrew that measured 24 feet long. Most of the Dead Sea finds were in 1947, and following there is historical evidence that similar scrolls and manuscripts have been discovered in the region much earlier.